Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of our tutorials on Articulated. We are going to make the last um, pieces of this together. Uh, Yesterday we made the connector. Today what we're going to do is add out the different links and add some text to it and wrap up our project. So one of the last things we'll do is optimize the placement of this so when we do the printing comes out a little bit cleaner, a little bit faster. So right now you should have your main body piece, you should have your connector piece, and they should be lined up really close like this, so you should be able to see right in there and see that little tiny blue line showing that there's some separation. If you come around to this side and you zoom in, you can see that there's a little bit of separation right here where the sphere goes into the opening but not enough where it connects to it. So that will help us be able to let them move, and when we print they won't stick together. They may stick together a little bit, but probably not enough to make a significant difference. And once you have the whole bracelet loose, you'll be able to bend it a little bit, and that will free it up. So our first step, let's get this in the middle of our screen, and we're going to click on our group because this should all be one group at this point. And we're going to duplicate it. Now rather than, let me change my snap grid back to 1. Rather than try and move it over with my mouse, I'm just going to use my right arrow key to push this over. And it looks like that should be just about correct. Yeah, that looks good to me. Okay, so I know that this is the placement that I want. You notice I have not clicked off of my part. By leaving this clicked on, when I duplicate, again, it'll move it the exact distance that I want. So I'm going to click one more time. I'm just going to double check, and yeah, that looks really good. So I'm just going to keep duplicating. I have 3 right now. I want to add another 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if I zoom out, I'm way over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a group out of most of them. I just want to leave a couple of links at the end, like right here, that are not part of the group. So I'm going to click off, and I'm going to come over here to this one right there. So I have 2 links that are at the end of the group, and I'm going to turn that part into a group. Once that comes together, I'm going to move it down over here because that's where I'm going to work on it next. And then I'm going to take these last 2 and I'm going to create a group out of them and just move those back over. Now what I'm going to do with this second group is I'm going to duplicate that also. So let me duplicate that once, and I can just use my right arrow key to shift it over. And let's zoom in to make sure that we have the alignment good. I'm a little bit too far right there, you can see, so I'm just going to come back 1, and that looks good to me. Okay, so right now I have, I think, enough links to make my bracelet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus I have 4 extra. So that should be more than enough for my bracelet. Now, my next step here is I want to add in some text on these. And we know that these connector pieces are 8 millimeters this way by 9 millimeters this way. So whatever we put in here has to fit in that. And we want a little bit of spacing on either side. So to make sure my spacing is going to be really good, I'm going to go to a 0.25 millimeter snap grid. And let's see, how about if I make this for me? So I'm going to bring out an M. And you know what? Before I do that, let me click on this and delete it. And I'm going to bring out a work plane, make this a little bit easier. So I'll put the work plane right on top. Now I'll bring out an M and drop it. Let's move it over a little bit to this one. Now I need to shrink this down so this number is at least a 6 and this number fits inside of it. So how about if we hold down our shift key, grab this handle on the bottom left and shrink it down. We can get this close to 6 and then just type in 6. And now I should be able to move that over so it fits on top. And that looks pretty good. Now let me get my height good. I need my height at least 3 because I want to push it in 2. So I'm going to push this handle up to 3. Then I'm going to grab my cone here at the top and push it down to -2. And the last thing I'm going to do is make that a hole. So now I need an A. Do I have an A? A. There's an A. So I'm going to drag out an A. I'm going to drop it in the next one. And I'm going to grab my handle and my shift key, shrink this down, click on this and make it a 6. Make sure I get my height up to a 3. I'm going to zoom up on top and move this around a little bit. So get it close, zoom in a little bit closer here. And this is really everything that you're going to do. I'm more concerned right now about the side to side because I'm going to align it up and down in a minute. So I need to push it in now. So I'm going to come down to a -2 and I'm going to turn it into a hole. So I've got MA, I need an R. There's an R, drag the R out. Shift, hold that, change this to a 6. Move the whole thing over a little bit. Make sure this goes to a 3. Scroll to the top. Move it over a little bit. It looks pretty good right there. Scroll back. Push it down into a -2. And click on hole. MAR, we need an I. Is there an I here? Have I found an I? I. There's an I. Okay, there's an I. Put the I on top. And we're going to shift. Turn this to a 6. Make sure we get the height to a 3. I know it's a little repetitive, but that's what we got to do. And then, oh, we want to grab this, shift it over there. See if I can get on top. There we go. Let's just shift it over right like that. So there's our I. We need to push it down inside, -2. Turn it into a hole. And add in the O. There's the O right over here. Again, shift key, grab this bottom handle. You should know that term handle because you're gonna see it in the final exam. And let's make sure we have the height correct. Let's get it aligned at least side to side here. That looks good side to side. I'm going to push it up just a little bit. Roll back. Push it down. -2. There we go. and turn it into a hole. Okay, so right now, bring out a work plane, get rid of that one. Right now, my bracelet, turn this a little bit flat, make that a little easier. I'm going to lasso this, and I want to group it so those letters become part of, oh, you know what I did wrong? I did not align up and down. So I'm going to ungroup this first. And then I'm going to lasso this again. So lasso this, just this bottom one, and do my alignment. I just wanted to get that button right there to align. Everything else is good. Now I can go ahead and lasso it and group it. And I should be ready. The last thing we want to do here is make sure that we can align these to optimize them for printing. So we're going to use the grid lines and the ruler. So we're going to take the ruler and put it over here off to the left. And we're going to take this main one and we're going to bring it right over in here so it's right on top of the edge of the ruler. And you'll see that the numbers here are 0, meaning it's right on this line. Now I'm going to take this one. Oh, we forgot to group this. So I'm going to go backwards one, just to make sure that's connected. I'm going to group this. And then I'm going to bring this up. And you'll watch when I bring it this way, when that comes to 0, that means they're lined up. And then I'm going to bring it down close to it. So I'm going to get that bottom number there at 0. Now, they're close together. They're starting at the same side, the same line right here. And what that does is that allows the printer to optimize, to take a better path through. Now that we're all done, we can dismiss the ruler and we can go ahead and export this, clicking on our STL. And we're going to go over to our, it's going to take a while to prepare because there's so many small parts in this, all those little spheres, all of the text and the angles and stuff. So it does take a little bit of time to prepare the model for export. Once it's done, I'm going to take it over and show you the slicer. Any day now. You can do it. I know you can do it. It's taking forever. I'm getting bored. Well, maybe we're not going to wait for it to export. Maybe I'll just show you that live in class. So that's it for today. I hope you guys had fun making this. And our next project will be oh, it's all done. It's all done. All right, let's go over to Slice. Get rid of this. And why is it not there? I asked for it to be there. It should be there. Why is it not there? Yeah, it should be there. Okay, let's go back. Open. There it is. Okay. And there's the bracelet. You can see how it's kind of lined up on the side, and this shaded area is the path that the print head will move. So if we slice it, now we can see that this is going to take about 1 hour and 58 minutes. So these will take about 2 hours or so to build, and I can probably put about 5 of them on the plate at one time, which will let me build them in about 8 to 10 hours. So I may put 4 on. so I can build 4 a day. So that's it, guys. Like I said, we're all done for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.